right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome out, Coach. Been too long, man. Been way too long. Here we are, 2023 edition West Lawrence Baseball Coaches Show, and it was a monsoon out here today. You're supposed to have a JV game, got that one canceled. So I'm guessing you got that one rescheduled, Coach.
This late in the season, it's going to be tough to
It will be tough.
reschedule with all the region stuff going on. But we've got a doubleheader with Bleckley tomorrow where JV and varsity will play, and that will more than likely finish up JV season.
Okay, gotcha. So JV moving along, and like you say, about to wrap it up. And yeah, we're talking late into the season here. We're probably past the midway point, so we'll go into varsity here. Let's look at it. Just give us really the overview. Where do we stand right now? What's the record?
Yeah, the guys first 6 games of the year played some tough opponents. Played Vidalia, played Jones County, Mary Persons, and the guys played really well. Battled through some adversity, showed some resilience. We're 6-0. We dropped one against Vidalia and then dropped 2 at Troop on a Saturday doubleheader. Okay. So that put us at 6-3, and then we've been undefeated in region so far, and have a bye week this week, and we will play Perry next week, which, like most years in this region, will determine the region champion. So we know they've got some good arms. They're a very competitive ball team. We like what we have. Really like this group of guys this year. Just the culture we have, personnel we have, and just the chemistry these seniors are building around them.
Yeah, no doubt. That's solid right there. And like you say, your only losses to Troop County and Vidalia, and those are tough teams, and it'll help you along the way. I'm sure it has. You've seen it. Those tough non-region losses help you out as far as region goes. So let's hop into region, okay? I mean, you're undefeated region-wise, but, blowing everybody out. I'll give you a little credit there. So what have we done region-wise?
Yeah, with the opponents we play, it just goes year to year. We've seen a lot of guys that throw a lot of strikes when we've played Baldwin and Howard and Griffin, and our guys have done a great job at the plate. Yep. They've had really good approaches at the plate, been barreling up a lot of balls, and just been consistently scoring a lot of runs. That coupled with our defense, which has been very good this year, along with our pitchers that have pounded the strike zone and competed every game. That adds up to a lot of successful games.
For sure. And 14-3, I don't know if we said it, but 14-3, that's the record. And, Coach, let's talk about the kids. Let's talk about the roster. Let's start seniors, all right? Who are seniors?
Yep, seniors, we have Matthew Thigpen. We have Tucker Brown, Camden Thomas, have Jesse Dover, Jansen Meeks, Ian Anderson, and William Kellum. So 7 guys, and I love all those guys. They've been in the program with me as the head coach for all 4 years. So this is my first full group, and they've created a good culture around them. They do things off of the field with a lot of the guys, take a lot of the younger guys under their wing, and that's going to help promote our program in the future.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and you also mentioned the culture this season, and I'm sure you've seen that build year after year after year. So talk about this team, specifically the culture that they have.
Yeah, they're just, for one, we just have a lot of good human beings on this team.
That's right.
They, being in the program 4 years, they understand the expectations. They understand the do's and the do-nots, and they understand what it takes to win not only on the field, but more importantly, to win in life.
Right.
And that's one thing, Jackson, that my coaching staff and I try to instill in these guys is that this is a game, but we want this game to be a catalyst to catapult them into life and to use the lessons learned here to get them through adversity in life and to help them in triumphs in life. So with all that stuff coupled together, man, I really like this crew. And I think they have some good things to come.
No doubt. And, Coach, and really it all goes back to your seniors. And it's such a special group for you. I imagine, seeing them from freshman year to senior year, talk about that, watching them grow up. I mean, there's a lot of growth in that 4-year period. Talk about seeing that.
Yeah, there is, Jackson. It's always nice to get youngsters in here fresh out of middle school and to watch our coaches work and to hone these guys' skills, and then just to watch these guys mature, not only on the ball field but in the classroom as well. And then really whenever they leave here, we want them to be well-rounded young men when they go into society, to be an integral part of society. So that is one of the great things about coaching, man, is just to be able to see guys develop and mature in a 4-year process for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And you mentioned it, that they're feeding into your younger guys. How have you seen that specifically this year, your senior guys being leaders to the younger guys?
Yeah, well, two specifically that I'll talk about, and I may hit on a couple more, but we've got some young guys on the infield. Matthew Thigpen has taken in Coach Pollock's son, Kason Pollock, and really put him under his wing. And William Kellum has put Jacob Solly under his wing. So just to see those guys and the bond that they're creating day in and day out, and just helping those guys through the learning process of being freshmen.
Yeah.
And then we have Tucker Brown and Ian Anderson in the outfield, helping a lot of these younger guys along in the outfield as well. So to see that process, because the guys get tired of hearing us,
Sure.
and it's nice to hear some other voices in being players to hone those guys along and to teach them along.
Yeah, no doubt. And Coach, great guys, trying to get these guys to be great human beings, no doubt about that. But let's talk a little baseball here. Let's talk stats. If you got some stats, who's been showing out for you at this point in the season, Coach?
All right, so hitting-wise, Tucker Brown has a .442 average. Jaden Todd has a .438 average, and I think he has
Strong.
4 home runs. Yeah. Parker Bryant, who's a sophomore, has a .426 average. He's done a phenomenal job behind the plate for us. And really before this year, Parker maybe had caught one game behind the plate, but he's grown tremendously since the beginning of the year. Nelson Lloyd's hitting .409. He's done a good job for us. Camden Thomas started out very, very hot. He was probably hitting 600 or 650 through the first 5 or 6 games. He's cooled off a little bit. Hard to keep that pace up. He's batting .400. William Kellum is .380. Matthew Thigpen's .378, I think, with 5 home runs. Going back to Parker Bryant, I think he has 4 home runs. And Ian Anderson's .298, and then Caden Baggett's .280. And I think we have 16 home runs as a team, which is way more than I thought we would hit.
Yeah, that's a surprising number, Coach. Is any player on there just surprising to you? Like, man, this guy is showing out this year.
Let me go back to pitching real quick, Jackson.
Well, let's touch on pitching.
So Caden Baggett's got a 1.3 ERA.
Okay.
Tucker Brown 2.1. Camden Thomas 3, and Matthew Thigpen 3.3, and then Parker Bryant 3.5. So those guys have done a tremendous job on the mound for us. With our defense, it really helps them to go out and compete and know that they're going to have that defense behind them. As far as guys that have really turned our heads this year, a lot of them, man. I've just been impressed with the group overall of how they have come out and how they have hit the ball and have competed at the plate and competed on the mound in all facets of the game. So had 2 games, and I think Clay wrote about this. I don't think this senior class had ever had a true walk-off hit, and we did it back-to-back games against Bleckley County 2-1, and then Mary Persons 10-9. So just seeing some resilience through adversity with those guys was very nice to see. But I explained to these guys, and the coaches do as well, that we want it to be more about team than it is me, or than it is I. And I really think that's where we need to be in order for them to get where they want to be as a team. And our coaches, the coaching staff that I have, and Coach Pollock, Jody Pollock, and Martin Cawthon, and Case Matthews, Parker Gordon, and then brought Josh Crawford back into the saddle this year. The first thing I'll say about all those guys is they lead young men, and they love the Lord, and that's very, very important to me. And I've told them over and over again, and I've told as many people that will listen, that I've been blessed throughout my career to have great coaches around me, and I myself am a decent coach, but I try to surround myself with great coaches, and I know that they love each and every one of our kids, and at the end of the day, the kids know that. And we're going to try to win as many ball games as we can along the way.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, doing a pretty good job at it this year. And, Coach, glad to spotlight your assistants there, man. They do a great job. You couldn't do it without them at all.
That's correct.
No doubt. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. Let's talk pitching when we come back, Coach. We're going to highlight them a little bit more. Y'all stay with us.
Hi, I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction. If you're in the market for a complete home remodel, come see us. If you just want floors, maybe a new construction build, cabinets refurbished, or even a whole bathroom remodel, come see us at A Plus Flooring and Construction, 371 Georgia Highway 338, or give us a call, 478-676-2662. Look forward to doing business with you.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Wes Lawrence, Coach's Show here with Coach Josh Carter. Coach, let's hop into it. You know, we were talking pitching right there before the break. Now let's hop into it. Who's been your go-to guys this year on the mound?
So the three starters that we've consistently stuck with throughout the year has been Matthew Thigpen, Camden Thomas, and Caden Baggett, in that order. To say we have a defined number one, number two, number three, it really depends what week it is. Sure. I mean, that's just the order that we plug them into. With Matthew, he has more experience than any of them for starting in the playoffs and in region and that kind of thing. So, but they've all three been Bulldogs on the mound for us, and have competed in the zone and trusted our defense to make plays. And with the run support they've gotten, they've been successful. So these guys are continuing to work and continuing to get better. And it's been very, very nice to see this year. And then coming out of the bullpen, we've had Parker Bryant, Tucker Brown, William Kellum's thrown a little bit for us, and then Nelson Lloyd has thrown a little bit for us, and then we've had a ninth grader, Colby Clark, that's thrown a little bit for us. So when our starters do get tired, we have some guys that come in and pound the strike zone and get us outs when we need to get out. So overall, Coach Cawthon has done a fantastic job with our pitchers. I think our ERA is hovering right there around 3. So anytime you can hold opponents to 3 or less runs, you're going to have a very good chance to win.
For sure, yeah, put it on your offense there. But, yeah, Coach, 3 guys that you're comfortable starting out there, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think, when I go out to pull them, I always tell them, look, when you step off the mound, if we still have a chance to win, you've done your job.
Right.
We try to stay away from the 3, 4, the 5 run innings, those crooked numbers.
Sure.
And if we do that, we're going to be successful as a team.
Yeah, no doubt. And, Coach, let's talk the rest of the defense, okay? So we're looking at the field right here. Walk me through who we got out there.
Okay, so we'll start over at first. We got Jaden Todd. Personally, I didn't know what to expect from Jaden this year. I knew that Jaden had made a huge leap from 9th grade to 10th grade. Yeah. And he then again made a huge leap from 10th grade to 11th grade. So he has been a pleasant surprise for me, just a great teammate and a guy he comes out every day and works his butt off. He's had more ABs this year where he's just stayed in and grinded and battled with 2-strike counts and then either draw a walk or get a hit. Yeah. But just a great guy to have in the clubhouse, and a lot of guys look up to him just from his sheer size, and I explain him to a lot of guys just like a big teddy bear because he is a lovable guy. And moving around to second base, we've got Camden Thomas. He's been there for the last 2 years, does a great job, just a very, very good competitor, and he wants to win at all costs, and he really demands that out of his teammates as well. And sliding around to shortstop, William Kellum, he's been a staple in our program for the last 4 years. Yeah. So even as a freshman, William came out and he was ready to play. So he's been a delight to coach, and just a competitor, and him. And like I say about all of our kids, man, they're just very, very well-rounded, just good human beings. So you got our middle guys, Camden and William. They're going to be gone next year, and they'll be sorely missed for sure. They've turned a lot of double plays between them two throughout the years. Sliding around to third, we have Matthew Thigpen. He's played there the last 2 years and done a very good job there, and has developed over the years. He's going to go play some baseball at Augusta University. So Matthew is a unique individual, as a lot of people know, but he has matured a lot over the last year to 2 years, where he's starting to develop other guys. And that's really cool for us to see as a coaching staff. We have Caden Baggett, who's played all over the field. I think the only position he hasn't played this year is probably center and first. But whoever's pitching, that's where Caden's going to play.
Gotcha.
So he is a true utility guy, and he does it very well. And he's been an integral part of our program as well. In right field, we've had a couple guys, had Jansen Meeks, and we've had Nelson Lloyd out there. Both of them have done a very good job out there. Communicating on fly balls and just making plays out there for us. And slide around, we got Tucker Brown in center field, who a couple years, I guess his sophomore year, it was a new position for him. And he really took it on, and the last 3 years really, he's developed really well out there and commands the outfield. And you don't have to do a whole lot of coaching with Tucker, moving him around, whether a guy's going to be a pull side guy or an oppo guy. He kind of lets the guys know where to move. Yeah. And then Ian Anderson in left field has been a staple for us, and he does a good job out there for us, another senior that we have. So, and then finally behind the plate, we got Parker Bryant, who's a sophomore. And, he plays the position like a junior or a senior. So really excited to see him develop in the next 2 years, not only behind the plate but also on the mound as well. Parker's another one of our guys, and I can say this about all of our guys, very coachable young men. Yeah. And, if we suggest there are certain things in our program that are fundamentals and that are coaching philosophies of ours, and they know those are staples in our program. But if we see something going on and we suggest something to the guy and it just doesn't work, we'll scratch it and go back to the drawing table. Sure. So that's what we've been working with this year, and it's nice to draw those guys out on a lineup card, because you know what you're putting on the field is a quality product.
Yeah, no doubt. And, Coach, you talk about how Parker, he's coachable. You talk about Tucker, he's out there as a leader. It really sounds like most of your guys, if not all of your guys, are coachable as well as leaders out there on the field. Yeah,
they are. They've all been excuse me. They've all been coachable, and they are. They're leaders. At times I would like for them to speak up more, where it's not one of my coaches or me saying something, for them to take more voice in their guys, because like I told them, I said, look, we don't get to play anymore. Right. The L's and the W's go by my name, but once we're out there and you guys have it teed up, it's on you guys. So, but yeah, man, and I think the last 4 or 5 years, I've told these seniors before, it's the product that we have now, and all you guys get to see is on game day. Yeah. And there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, man, in the classroom, in the clubhouse, during practice, and the culture and the personnel that we have now, and the chemistry and unity that these guys have built. It goes back to these seniors and last year's seniors and the seniors before them. I mean, it's phenomenal to watch, and that's really where I get my blessing from, is to watch these guys mentor and take pride in what they're doing for these younger guys.
Yeah, Coach, that's what it's all about. And, you being here 4 years now, is that
4 years as head coach? Yeah. I was assistant coach under Coach Brown for 1 year.
Okay, I got you. So now, but you're seeing the program, the culture you want, take shape here in the years you've been here, and you're doing a great job at it. So we thank you for what you're doing, no doubt.
I appreciate it, Jackson.
So, Coach, we talked about the big rivalry game coming up next week. Okay, big rivalry series. Let's hop into the 2 games this week. A little tune-up games, a little 2 non-region games. Who we got?
That's right, yeah. So we'll play Bleckley tomorrow on Tuesday, and then we'll play Appling County's going to come into town on Thursday. So scheduling, a lot of people don't realize that our schedule's done. I'll have the schedule done for next year before school gets out. Sure. So it's not published, right, but you got to get out there and you got to get quality competitive teams. So it just worked out that Coach Davis, who runs a phenomenal program over in Bleckley County, was able to come over and play us in our off week. And then Appling was one of my last ads. He wanted to know if they could play, and I told him we could play right here. And I know they've got a Tennessee commit that's a sophomore, and a couple more really good players. Yeah. So yeah, I think they're going to run some good guys out there, give our guys good looks to help us prepare better for Perry.
That's right. Yeah. You talk about Appling, they got some good guys, some stars coming against you. And we know Bleckley 2-1 the first time you met. Is that right?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter, Jackson, what the personnel is on our side or their side. It's kind of one of those friendly rivalries, you know, and it's always going to be a close game, and Coach Davis and I would have it no other way for our guys to get out and compete early like that, and almost like a playoff atmosphere.
For sure, no doubt, yeah. And like we say, the tune-up for the big games coming up next week. We're going to talk about them. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back.
North, south, east, or west, Friendly Gus is on your way today. Fuel up with Friendly Gus's delicious breakfast, made fresh every day. Your wallet and your belly will thank you. Choose from our 20, 40, and 60-piece chicken finger and wing platters. And don't forget the tater logs. Our food is always fresh and our service is always friendly. Friendly Gus, on your way today. Also shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry at 320 South Jefferson in Dublin for additional items like paper products, chicken wings, bulk drinks, spices, sauces, and more.
Yo, Dad, come play some ball. You're not my dad.
I'm not your dad. Of course I'm your dad's son. If I wasn't your dad, would I be able to do this?
What are you doing?
I'm doing this. Make a swish. Uh-oh. Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. There's no replacing the real Chris Paul.
Not my car.
Just like there's no replacing State Farm.
Come on, man. Stop trying to be me.
If you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, welcome back. Raider Dugout here, head coach, Coach Carter here with the West Lawrence Raiders. And, Coach, we got to get into it. Like you say, every year this is going to be the game. It's the one everybody's penciling in on their calendar, the Big Perry series coming up next week. So what do we know on Perry this year, Coach?
Yeah, they've got 2 really good arms and 3 to 5 competitive arms. That's the biggest thing. I mean, Perry's always going to be able to hit the ball around the field. They're going to have a solid defense. Coach Bryant does a good job with those guys year in and year out. But the arms are probably what the spotlight of that program is. So, you know, in order for us, I mean, they've got one 88 to 90 guy and another 90 guy. So we've just got to be through Bleckley and through Appling, be prepared for those guys.
Yeah. And what is it going to take from these West Lawrence Raiders to beat Perry, to come out on top in that series?
Yeah, we just got to compete, man.
Yeah.
You know, in all facets of the game, we've got to compete from the first pitch to the last out. We've got to have approaches that are dictated by situations, and we've got to get through adversity, because adversity will come in a 3-game series against some of your region opponents. So I like our guys. I like the fight that they've shown throughout the year, and I know that they'll be able to draw off of some of the tough non-region competitors that we've had. But if we come out and we play Raider baseball, we throw a lot of strikes, and we manufacture runs by getting them on, getting them over, and getting them in, and play solid defense behind them, I like our odds in the end.
No doubt. And look, I certainly don't want to call it a must-win or anything at this point in the season, but you need this one as far as the rest of the way goes, Coach.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know, in our region, it is. It is a must-win.
Sure.
You got to win 2 out of 3 in order to have a shot to win the region, and it's just so crucial to win the region, where you have the 1 seed versus a 4 instead of a 2 versus a 3, and you have a team like Troop roll in here like they did last year and put it on us. So that's one of our many goals for the year, along with several others. So the guys are preparing for that, and the coaching staff's preparing them for that. So in the end, we come out and play 2 here on Monday, and I know we'll have a big crowd as Perry travels well, and it'll be spring break for us and for them. So it will be exciting, and it's always fun for us as coaches to sit back and watch these guys play and kind of help them and critique them along the way. But it'll be a great atmosphere, definitely a playoff atmosphere for your Raiders, and I look forward to good things to come.
That's right, yeah. It turned into a little bit of a baseball rivalry these past few years. So come on out Monday, the doubleheader, and then Tuesday we'll be at Perry.
Correct.
Might as well make the drive for that one as well. Ladies and gentlemen, support these Raider boys. Come on out. Huge games next week. Come out this week. Are we both away this week? Is that
We're home Thursday.
home Thursday, so come on out Thursday. And then next week, big games against Perry. This is Coach Josh Carter with the Raiders. Thank y'all.